180, and then on MTN you got 15% more. And if you were a big data consumer and you still paid the same 400 cedis you were paying on 80, you moved from 192 gig to 250 gig. On Telecel, it was from 190 to 250. On MTN, if you paid slightly higher, instead of 350, you paid 399, you got a bump from 92 gig to 214 gig. Okay. It's always been the value approach. That's been my approach. And that is, and you're an economist. I mean, it's unit price eventually. So what are you getting? I'm getting a bowl of wache. That satisfies me. That bowl of wache is selling at 10 cedis. Okay? It's either they say that they are dropping the price of the wache to 5 cedis, or now I get 2 bowls. Or maybe instead of getting no meat on my wache, now I get meat and egg and fish protein. So it's a more balanced diet. Whichever ways, if I was to buy that wache with the meat and all on top of it, it would have cost me more. Now I'm getting more value at the same at the price held constant. Now that's what we've done with DSTV. With DSTV, we asked for a 30% increase. Now what we've done—
30% reduction.
30% reduction, yes.
In price.
30% reduction in price. Okay. Now that reduction in price could have just been to say across board. If you pay, say, 380 Ghana cedis for the compact, you're paying 30% less, okay? And you still get the same content. You pay 865 for premium, 30% less. What we've done, and you see, it's important that you bear in mind that despite what people may think, I didn't set out to go and destroy DSTV's business. I had one sole goal, to achieve more for the Ghanaian people for the service that they're paying. Okay. Now, you've got bouquets, about 6 bouquets. Now, people don't pay for the bouquets because of the name of the bouquet. Okay. They pay for the bouquet because of the content on the bouquet. You've got 3 lower level bouquets and then 3 upper level bouquets. You've got the paddy, which is the lowest. You've got the access, and you've got the family. Now, you would normally want, if you want to watch live football on the DSTV package, your entry point is the family, where you would get sometimes Serie A and Spanish League, no EPL. Then, if you wanted to watch a few more of the channels, you do the compact. That's where you get the live football and a bit of that. EPL starts from Compact Plus, which was priced at 570 Ghana. And then for those who wanted to watch EPL and the Champions League, you then paid 865 Ghana cedis. For premium. For premium. Now, when we met with, and don't forget, we had requested for some information from DSTV. It gave me insights into where the bulk of their clients and customers are. It gave me insights in client behavior. Okay. The fact that people are compact subscribers, but when the Champions League starts, they try to bump up. For the period of the Champions League, if their team drops out, they revert to their previous compact package and all of that. So now what we've done is we've simply said that, look, across board, we've done ranging from 33% to 50%. So if I am a compact user, I pay 380 Ghana cedis currently. And that gives me live football, no EPL, compact at 380 Ghana cedis. Today, with what we've announced, from the 1st of October, if I paid for family, which is 190 Ghana, I will still get my compact the same way, the same content I get today. Football, live football match. If I pay, I used to pay 384. Okay. So Bernard, if you used to pay 380 to watch, say, a certain number of channels and content, and now you're paying 190, that's a 50% drop. Now,
so let me get you straight. If you pay lower than the current amount you pay, you will still get the present value you get.
Simpliciter.
Okay, so let's put it this way. I have Compact Plus. Okay. I pay 570.
Yes. And what Compact Plus gives you EPL and the leagues, but doesn't give you Champions League?
It gives me some, not all the games.
Yes.
So assuming I want to maintain that package. And
Yes.
I don't want new content.
You don't want new content.
If I pay 380,
which is the step lower
for compact,
yes,
I will still get the value of compact plus.
Simple.
Which will then amount to a 33% reduction.
A 33% reduction, which in real terms means that you are paying 190 Ghana cedi less.
Yes.
So has there been savings there for you or
let's
not?
go things one by one.
Yes.
If I'm a premium customer,
yes,
and I want to pay less, I can downgrade.
But still get my premium content.
I can downgrade to Compact Plus, which is 570, and get the premium content.
Yes. Instead of 865, you pay 570 now, which is about 185 cedi savings.
So those who are on premium, and guys, please put up the grid the minister shared so we can use it easier. Please put it on the screen. Good. So let's just go this so it's easier for me. You sit here, turn your chair.
I should sit.
So you're saying that this is the premium bouquet, 865.
Yes.
All content on the premium bouquet automatically enter a competition. Let's stay with this. So this is where I am.
Yes.
I pay 570 and I get some content. You're saying I'm going to watch premium content.
Yes.
At 570.
At 570.
Okay. And so
let's establish that gives you a savings of, on the content you're watching, of 185 Ghana cedis, give or take.
So what if I think the 570 is too much for me, but I still want the compact content?
You can drop to compact and pay
compact
380.
So I'll go to the 380 and still get compact.
And still get compact, which means you saved 190 Ghana cedis.
Good. But there are two problems here.
Okay.
These guys don't get much because these guys, so basically anybody on premium,
who chooses to stay on premium.
Why would he choose to stay on premium then? Because if he comes to 570, he will still get a premium content.
There are people who are price agnostic.
Okay, they have a lot of money.
There are people who are price agnostic.
Because this automatic entry into a competition is more like a raffle. So basically, there's no real benefit to anybody for staying here except to be in a raffle. Because if what you're saying is true, the people here can downgrade to Compact Plus and still get all the premium bouquet. You are sure about this?
Absolutely.
Except the raffle.
And except the raffle. And that's exactly what we announced today. It's not
so
a
let's
question
stay there.
of if.
So
it is what it is.
So what sense does it make for a person to stay here or to get to be able to go and watch an EPL match?
There are very interesting, two very interesting games in January that they are offering tickets to. So people are going to look at that as well. And look, like I said, there are people who are price agnostic. But Bernard, I don't think that, again, I told you that we looked at the demographics and we know where a bulk of the customers are. Some of the people who are 865, I'm a premium customer, okay? I can choose to remain at 865.
Fair enough. Second point.
If I choose to
just a second point.
Yeah.
Do you need to do anything? Today is 29th.
Yes.
Wednesday is 1st October.
Yes.
Do you need to do anything to benefit from this?
No.
Because in their June iteration, one was supposed to pay for this to be activated.
So I've heard people say that this is nothing new. DSTV has done this before. That's not correct. And that's why in the press statement I did, I said this is unprecedented in DSTV's own marketing models. Because what DSTV has normally done is to say that you must be an active subscriber, you must renew before the expiration of your current subscription, and you enjoy it for only 1 month. And even in that...
Hold on. What I have here, let's be clear. Eligibility and upgrade. To participate in the promotion and quality for an upgrade to the next higher package, you must join the promo period, be active, new, or disconnected DSTV subscriber in Ghana. So this applies to all. So basically, this is it, 4.1.
New or disconnected?
Disconnected. It did it. 4.1. And then, so basically this promo, and by the way, this promo was in June 16 to July 31. So this applied across board.
No. So let's read it in full.
Okay.
It says you must be active, new, or disconnected. You must make or have made payments in full for a package. You must join as a new DSTV subscriber to be entitled to the package, or you must be watching using an approved decoder. Now the difference with this, and again, be minded that this is package specific, bouquet specific. So you couldn't, for example, say that you were a family subscriber, and then all of a sudden you were jumping to Compact Plus and expected the bump. That's not what they did. And the June thing has been done already. We've checked with DSTV. You can put DSTV on the line. You can call Alex Autry right now and put him on the call to confirm what I'm saying. But with what we have done with them, it is Bouquet agnostic. So I could be an access customer, and if my conditions change and I decide that, look, okay, I'm an access customer, I used to pay 99 Ghana cedis, but now I want to actually see some live football match. I can jump from access to family. And when I pay the 190, I get on the old offering that was done, which again was valid for just one year. You had 1 month. You had to have been on a particular bouquet, valid for 1 month, and you couldn't jump between bouquets.
Let me get you right. You're saying that in this new arrangement,
yes,
you don't just go one stage up. You can go 2 stages up. Is that what you're saying?
Depending on what you choose to pay. So, for example, an access member
can go to compact
straight by simply
paying for family.
Yes.
Well, but honestly, Sam George, whilst this is, and I understand what you're trying to say, but we must match the meaning of what you are doing with the expectation you raised in your communication. So, whilst what you've said is correct, again, one can say that the major difference between these two are 3 differences. Number 1, in the old one, premium didn't get anything. Now they get a raffle. Number 2, they could move 1 step up. Now you're saying they can move 2 or 3 steps up. I'm not even sure if this was limited to 1 step, but I'll take your word for it. It's not such a big difference. But there's no real difference in the idea. Because don't forget, when you asked them to do the 30% reduction, they sent out a statement saying that they couldn't do a price reduction in the manner you suggested. So the key word was manner, right? So, in fact, I have that statement here where, what is his name? Mr. Ochri sent a statement sort of trying to say that they agree that they have to review their price. But the manner of you saying, reduce your price by 30%, then you cited Nigeria. That's the other thing you did. You cited Nigeria and said, look, the Nigerians didn't even have to wait for a minister to make a directive. They got a reduction. And the Nigeria reduction was not this. So all of us were expecting that they would announce a price reduction for each bundle. So this seems to be like a different way of, I don't know. So the expectation of the public has been completely, it's almost like an anticlimax.
Well, I don't know where you're getting that from, but from what I have monitored, and people who are real DSTV subscribers, the messages I've gotten and the feedback I've gotten, this is a game changer for people. Because people who have hitherto discarded their boxes can simply pick up their boxes and reconnect and pay close to what they used to pay previously. Don't forget that, take for example, and on that compact, which is again where the chunk of the subscribers are. Today, if you were paying 380, you're paying 190, and this is not a 1 month promo. The terms and conditions are completely different. It cannot be said.
Why 3 months? If this is
what is 3 months?
Why is this for just 3 months?
I haven't said it's for 3 months. In the statement, we said that
so clarify.
What we've done is we've set up a pricing review committee that will meet every 3 months.
Correct.
Okay, so we've not said that this is for 3 months.
Okay, so
we are going to evaluate the conditions and continue every 3 months. And don't forget, that committee is not just looking at pricing, it's also looking at cross-border piracy.
All right.
So there are a number of issues we're dealing with.
You're saying that this is in perpetuity?
This is the new pricing. There is no...
For what period of time?
It's effective 1st of October.
Till when?
We've not put an expiry date on it.
When the committee meets again in 3 months, will they review this?
Well, that is if there is a need for it. But the reason why they are going to be meeting is to review the progress made on cross-border piracy.
Okay. Second point.
And don't forget,
yes,
per the rules, whenever MultiChoice wants to do a price increase, they submit notice of same to the regulator.
Okay.
So it is not a new practice that they would have to inform us of any increase they've done. They have to inform the regulator. That's what the law is. So,
and I understand this.
Good.
And I can say that this is some reduction. But there are 2 more problems that I want you to address for me. So what led to all this confusion was that in April, they raised their prices by 15%. And then you said that was not fair because the currency had appreciated, the market conditions had become better, inflation had reduced. So if the basis for all of this is a 15% upgrade of basic pricing in April, Now we are ending September. Why didn't they just reduce the 15%?
They've reduced 40%, 48%, 50%, 33%, 34%. So there is nobody, because Bernard, today, if in April you were a compact customer,
okay,
you were paying let's say what, 15% less 380. Okay, 10% less 380 is about 38 CDs plus another 19 CDs. That gives you somewhere in the region of 50 something. So let's say we're paying about 320 Ghana CDs. So what it means is that in April you were paying, say, 320 Ghana CDs for compact.
Okay.
The increase took you to 380. Today, thanks to the administration of President Mahama and the work that the ministry has done, you will still get your compact value at 190. Bernard, are you better off or worse off?
You are better off. Let me read your
Thank
statement. And this is the last point on this before I move to something else. I've read the release by DSTV Ghana and taking full consideration that they vindicate my earlier position that they simply do not take the Ghanaian people serious enough. The same group operating in Nigeria reversed, that's my keyword, reversed price increases in Nigeria when the Nigerian authorities sued them. The Nigerian House of Reps took the matter up and ordered a suspension of the increase. They complied. Then you give the background. In April, when the city did appreciation, they increased by 15%. I believe in the interest of transparency, I make the public alternate proposal DSTV offered to me that I rejected. They proposed that I allow them to maintain the collection of exorbitant bouquet prices as they stand, but order them not to send the revenue to their headquarters. In all honesty, that offer lacks any logic in my estimation. The essence of my action is to see Ghanaians pay a fair price for the service offered. How does this proposal solve the issue? Now, I'm picking on the Nigeria point. I have a data set of premium bouquet prices. If you can put it up, guys. Premium bouquet prices for 6 African countries. Okay. This was initially calculated in August. At the time, the calculation made Ghana $82, but we have used the current exchange rate and reduced it to 62. So as we speak, as you and I speak here, Ghana is still more expensive than Liberia, Botswana, Eswatini, South Africa, Angola, Nigeria. In fact, the only country based on today's exchange rate we are cheaper than is Kenya.
Relative to what?
The dollar. So let me give you. So Kenya, for example,
with the new prices we've done today.
So I'm
the
using.
New bouquet prices of today.
I'm using premium, just premium.
Yes.
Premium bouquet using exchange rate.
No, but Bernard, given what we've done,
yes,
it's disingenuous to do that on premium bouquet. You should have been doing that on compact or compact plus. Because you see, anybody today who is going to be getting the $62 value, is not going to be paying $865. They are going to be paying $570. So your calculation.
What calculation? I'm saying that I've reduced your 82 to 62 on the basis of what you've done.
No. So what? The $62. So this is 570. No, that's not it. That's not possible. 570 CDs.
No, you see, what I'm saying is that the previous chart, the premium,
yes,
is still
865.
And if you calculate that, it's 62.
No, but that's the point you're missing. That to get the premium content in Ghana today,
yes,
you don't need to pay 865.
So why does that?
Fair enough.
So why does that? So what's that premium band?
That's for people who are willing to go into the promo. But anybody who is interested in the premium bouquet needs not pay that amount. They can pay 570. Bernard, if you choose, and listen, this is not as though we are mandating anybody to. Someone has jokingly put up a post. Wait, someone has jokingly put up a post and said, for those who think they don't like Sam George's approach, and so don't like the reduction he's done, they can still pay the 865. For those who appreciate what we've done and want to watch premium, they will do their premium at 570. And I'm saying to you that if you, I don't know what number you used to do your calculation, but if you tell me what the rate was, do the rate today at 570 and tell me if it is not lower than this.
So we used 865 divided by 13. 66. In fact, we even...
Should be 66.
Yes.
So good. Yes. Now let's do 570 divided by 13. You say you use 13, right?
You get 43.
You say you use 13, right?
Yes.
Good. That gives you $43.8, $44. Now put that on this scale.
But you...
No. Don't run away from it.
It's fine. No, I'm not
put
going
it on the scale. No, we are cheaper than Liberia. We are cheaper than Botswana. We are cheaper than Eswatini. Cheaper than South Africa.
I'm not going anywhere. That 43 still has 18.5 as your tax.
Not a question. There's tax everywhere.
Everybody's tax is lower than yours.
That is not the question, Bernard.
It's part of the cost,
Bernard. With that 18.5 tax, your total today is 43. I'm saying it is cheaper than Liberia, it's cheaper than Botswana, it's cheaper than Eswatini, it's cheaper than South Africa. Before we did our intervention, this is where you stood.
It was actually 82. Then
82?
Yes.
And you've dropped it to 66
to
or 62.
To be fair to you, using your own...
my own table.
86.
86,
now,
yes.
Now, okay, so what's even interesting for me is that, so why are you calling please go back. Why are you calling it Compact Plus then? Because, I mean, this is there, you know.
Compact Plus gives you
this
premium.
But this is your data.
Yes.
So this is your data. So you're saying that this bundle doesn't exist then?
I'm not saying it doesn't exist. It still exists for those who want to take that bundle and get themselves into the automatic draw.
So it's a raffle bundle.
Why I don't understand why anybody will have a problem if somebody wants to pay 865 to get into a raffle. Bernard, people go and bet on football matches and stake more than 1,000 Ghana cedi on one game. So if the person chooses to stake 865 cedis for a month, what's your problem? If you can't afford 865, there's 570. It still gives you the same value. So you can choose to pay 570 or choose to pay 865. Why you want us to say that no? And like I said, there are people who don't like Sam George. And so won't accept the reduction because it came from me. So they can pay the 865. Those who are patriotic citizens and appreciate the work of our Papa that is working for them will pay their 570 and still get their premium content.
Does this apply to GoTV customers?
No, this is DSTV. The conversation has always been on DSTV. I didn't have a conversation on GoTV, and so let's be fair about that. The conversation was about DSTV. And that's what we
There was a claim today on social media that these reductions will go across the continent and that Ghana is just the first. So by the time Canal Plus takes over, all African countries will get a reduction.
Canal Plus has taken over. They took over on the 21st of this month. Okay? And I can be very emphatic. There is absolutely no country on the African continent where a price reduction is a conversation on price reduction is even being had at this point in time. The CEO of MultiChoice was in the room today.
Okay.
She was very explicit in my conversations with her. They are not having this conversation. Look, and Bernard, there's always the political elements to this. When we said we're going to get data prices reduced, they said it wasn't possible. When we did it, then they said the data is running fast. We've asked them to show us evidence of data running fast. Well dodged. Now they said Sam George cannot reduce data DSTV prices. It's a private company, free market economy. And I kept saying to them, they should come and see Bernard. Bernard is a first-class economics student. He will teach them, and even in a free market economy, monopolies are regulated. And so the argument of free market economy does not hold. Now, when Sam George has done the reduction or managed to get the reduction, they say, oh, it's not because of Sam George. It's Canal Plus that's doing it everywhere. Where has Canal Plus announced any reduction or intention to reduce? I'm challenging anybody making those claims. And I was saying the individuals behind this. I mean, these are party apparatchiks of the NPP. We know them. We know what it is. First, they said it was a private business. When I extended the date from 21st to today, they said, oh, Yamutu, Sam George has failed. DSTV has started. They did memes with lions that are sleeping and said that I've become a Jamwa. Today, we are seeing whether I have roared or whether I have purred.
Well, there's a pushback from a listener who says, Bernard, Niger Compact Plus is 185 cedis. Nigeria's Compact Plus is 185 cedis.
Yes.
Ghana's new Compact Plus will be 370.
What, Compact Plus?
Yes. Based on your calculation, now I'm using your calculation.
Yes.
380. So you said that I shouldn't use the 570. So I'm using your own numbers now.
There's Compact Plus. No, so Compact Plus will be 380 because if you pay 380...
I'm a Compact Plus user. I used to pay 570.
And now you can get it for 380.
Good. Now, Nigeria's Compact Plus is 185, which is still less than half. Because 185 times 2 is 360. We are paying 380. So what I'm saying is that I've understood your first point, but I'll give you a second point now. Ghana's Compact Plus is still a bit more than double of Nigeria's. That's still very high. Based on your new calculation. Based on your calculation.
If those Compact Plus numbers are correct, because again, I have not checked what Nigeria's Compact Plus number is, so I'm not sure the authenticity of this. But let's even assume, Bernard, let's even assume for the sake of this conversation that is correct. You say it's about half.
Yes, 185 for
you say,
Nigeria
you say it's about half.
Yes.
Before my intervention, what was the percentage?
You should answer that.
It was about a quarter. You get it? So you've gotten better. And that's what I'm saying. That I can understand people's difficulty with appreciating this. If you've been used to 8 years of misrule and a lack of action from the ministry, and all of a sudden you see a ministry in overdrive, it takes some getting used to. You understand me? And so people cannot comprehend that in 8 months we are doing what they couldn't do in 8 years. But you see, that's the blessing of acceleration.
This is not political.
But you see, no.
This is not political.
Whether you say it's not political or not, the bottom line here is this: if in 8 years you were paying 4 times the amount, and in 8 months someone has reduced it by 50%, whatever that disparity was. I mean,
we are happy to hear that this is not going to end in 3 months. That was the impression we got.
No.
There's more when we come back. This is the point of view. We're live. We are getting some questions for you as well. Stay
sure,
with
we'll
us.
take them.
Samuel George is defending the price reductions for DSTV packages. And he is here live with us. We have some comments. Very important correction to make. A couple of listeners have sent me a comment. Bernard, Compact Plus is 285. You know what's funny about this? This person lives in Ghana and is giving me Nigeria's Compact Plus. So
it tells you most likely he's a ghost box user.
How does he know? But for the sake of the show, you know, the first listener said it was 185.
Yeah.
Now this person has sent me a receipt. Please don't look at the name.
Oh, no, that's fine.
Okay. But it's 285. That's what he's saying. So I think that's for Compact Plus with a receipt. I won't mention the person's name.
No, it's fine, it's fine.
So it's not 185.
It's 285. You know, that's I told you that I doubted that number, but even if for the purpose of the conversation.
But for the sake of argument, somebody wants me to ask you if he is on Paddy and wants to stay there, what does he get?
If he's on Paddy and stays there with his 59,
there, will he get a reduction?
No, he pays his 59 cedis, but now gets to watch the access content. So he gets 40% more value. He gets to get the content that ordinarily he would have paid 99 cedis for. Okay. So Paddy is the lowest. You can't drop below that. But even at that, when you maintain what is the lowest, you get to effectively you're not going to have anybody who is getting only the content that they used to have on Paddy.
The only question I have is, this obviously is a modification of what they offered us in June. So was this always what you were thinking about when you were saying they should reduce their prices? Or did they convince you that this is a viable approach?
Bernard, when I did the first post that was my first public commentary on this matter, after the several in-house engagements and meetings were not yielding any results, before I announced that I was giving them a deadline to come back to me with something, let's remember 2 things happened. 1, DSTV and all their public letters had said that they were not in a position to do any reduction. They were very emphatic. If you take all their statements, they said they were not in a position. The 9-page one to me, the 1-page letter that was put out, they said that was made public. They said DSTV was not in a position to do any reduction. 1. Okay. 2, my position had been very simple. Ghanaians needed to pay less for the value that or for the value that they were getting. Today, if you are a Compact Plus, I'm using you as an example. You are a Compact Plus customer. To get the same value of Compact Plus, you will not pay what you were paying. You will pay Compact. So it means that you are paying less. You are paying 380 for the same value you were getting, which was 570. So have I achieved what I wanted to achieve for Ghanaians to pay less? Absolutely, I have achieved same.
What I'll say to the extent of DSTV is that the statement I saw, they kept emphasizing they can't make the reduction in the manner. So for me, there appears to be, at some point, some understanding that maybe there should be some adjustment, but the manner, because if you read one of the statements, they said they couldn't agree to the price reduction in the manner Do you follow my logic? So it's more a question of the approach, which is why I'm asking you that. Was this always on the cards? Because a lot of listeners and viewers are saying, we've seen this before. Of course, you've explained that this is not just for 3 months, all right? And you've also shown us that for the premium package, you can actually pay for Complex and get premium. So it's very similar, but it's not necessarily exactly the same.
Bernard, what was the manner of reduction I wanted? I'd been very clear.
It wasn't clear to us.
No. I'd been very clear that Ghanaians needed to pay less for what the content they were watching was. And that's why I put out that comparative analysis of pricing, not this one, the one I did originally, of pricing between Ghana, Nigeria, Liberia, Eswatini, Angola.
The one I put up.
I put out that and said we needed to pay less. Today, the simple question I'm asking, are we paying less? Yes, we are.
Of course you are. Let's deal with Nigeria.
Okay.
A texter to the show, a lot of people listening know how much Nigeria pays. And some even showed receipts. So that should tell you that a lot of Ghanaians are using the Nigerian system. So you said something today that for every one illegal Ghanaian box, there were 5 Nigerian boxes. Is that correct? So far, let me just say that so far DSTV has deactivated close to 1 million ghost boxes. Between when and when?
Over a period of time.
1 million ghost boxes, which means these are boxes that don't take service from Ghana.
Yes, take service from Nigeria.
1 million. Since you took over office?
No.
So before?
It's been over a period of time because I've asked them for data on the shutdown. But over the period...
So let's say even 1.5 years.
1 million. And their current active subscription is about 1/5 of that.
Are you serious?
Yes. And so, you see,
when
when people...
Let me clear. So the Ghana subscription is about 200,000.
Thereabouts.
And over a certain period, which you will not say whether it's 5 years or 1 year or 2 years, certainly less than 3 years, they've shut down 1 million ghost boxes.
Almost 1 million boxes, yes.
You are serious about this?
Very serious. And that is not the entirety of the ghost boxes. So even if what they have done is half, you see the damage we're doing. And the same people will turn around and tell you, Sam George cannot be asking for comparison because the boxes in Nigeria are more. Look at the number of boxes that are being calculated as Nigerian boxes operating from Ghana. And what people fail to realize is that when you do that, the Ghanaian, you pointed out tax. That tax is supposed to be used to fix our social infrastructure. Tax is not a bad thing. What is bad is how the government uses the tax for the benefit of the people. And that's why we have the opportunity every 4 years to punish any government that doesn't utilize our taxes well. And so if you have a government that's taking taxes, but you can see what the taxes are being used for, and you said you asked me about roads, the people of Ningo Pram have come to see that today the taxes they are paying is coming to construct the Afenya Dodowa Road. They are happy to pay their taxes because then they see the government is putting that tax to use for them. But if that tax is being used to bath in the air and fly with friends of the president and bath in the air, Ghanaians will be unhappy about that tax.
So let me get this straight.
So no,
you are saying that if they pay to Nigeria DSTV,
the tax component goes to the Nigerian government. It doesn't come to the Ghanaian government. And that's why it's important that we as Ghanaians must not be contributing to the development of another country that does not benefit us. We should rather be contributing, and that's why I'm saying that, look, with the reduction we've done and how we've closed the arbitrage, now it is good enough for you to say, I will reconnect my Ghanaian box, I will pay my due taxes to the Ghanaian government, and I will demand that my government uses the taxes in a more responsible manner than we saw in the last 8 years.
So you are saying you are meeting everybody halfway. You are saying to DSTV Ghana that if you reduce your price, which you have managed to get them to do, I will also make sure the revenue that you could have gotten, which is going to Nigeria, stays in Ghana.
It's an economies of scale.
So their price has to be lower for the Ghanaian not to take the risk of getting the illegal box.
Illegal boxes.
So it will be fair for people to keep comparing the Nigerian price to the Ghana price, because that's really the incentive for paying to the Nigerian government.
And people are going to Nigeria because Nigeria is the closest country to us with a certain price differential. There's DSTV service in Togo. They're not picking boxes.
They are not picking boxes from there
because the price differential is not that much. But again, I'm not minister for Togo.
Okay.
I'm minister for the Ghanaian people. So my concern is the Ghanaian people. And so people are going to that country because it's the closest to us. It's easy to get the boxes. But what they fail to realize as well is that DSTV has a certain, in the model of DSTV, there's a certain value that's placed on local content generation from the revenue in country. So the more revenue goes out of Ghana into Nigeria, the more DSTV is funding Nigerian productions. And when you look on the DSTV platform, you see so many Nigerian local content productions. It's money coming out of Ghana, and you see very little money going into Ghanaian content production. So we are killing our local content production. We are growing Nigeria's local content production. We are funding the construction of roads and hospitals in Nigeria and depriving ourselves of this. So you see, this matter is beyond just, oh, we want this. If you say you are a patriot, if you say you are a patriotic citizen, this
somebody from a position of ignorance say, if you can shut down 1 million, and you're saying the 1 million is not even all, why don't you shut down all? Because all of the illegal ones.
It's not a straight jacket thing to be able to tell where all the boxes are. There's a technical process to it because, again, it's a signal. It's a satellite signal that's being beamed. I believe that, and I've made that point to MultiChoice, that DSTV Nigeria has a responsibility because it is their IUC cards that are being shipped.
So they know.
But
why can't DSTV Ghana complain to
DSTV
headquarters?
Nigeria has no incentive to fight that because that's revenue for them. Meanwhile, don't forget that DSTV Ghana is owned by a Ghanaian shareholder. So he's losing money, and DSTV Nigeria that's owned by a Nigerian shareholder is making money.
Is the Ghana government that actually loses, and Ghana DSTV that loses?
The Ghana government
not
loses,
DSTV
not
global.
DSTV global, but the Ghana government loses, and the Ghanaian shareholders of DSTV Ghana lose. And then the Ghanaian taxpayer, the Ghanaian citizen who expects to get some social infrastructure from taxes in that sector loses. And then the Ghanaian local content producer also loses.
So what a Ghanaian who brings a Nigerian box thinks he gains in price, he loses in other areas.
Multiple areas.
So are you confident you can close all those illegal boxes?
Well, there is no system that is 100%. But we will get as close to 100% as possible. And I'm sure today you saw the committee I have set up. We are setting up an interministerial committee made up of the ministry, the NCA, the Cybersecurity Authority, the Ghana Domain Name Registry, NITA, the Customs Division of GRA, Ghana Police Service, the security apparatus, and MultiChoice itself.
Will the committee monitor the growth in DSTV subscriptions over the period?
Absolutely.
To assess whether the closing of the illegal boxes has a direct effect on this.
That's part of the work that is supposed to be reviewed in 3 months.
Okay.
A 3 months thing is not about pricing.
So this one is conk.
Pricing is, like I said, pricing is a factor of their operation. From time to time, they always bring price requests. So that will come. But what we are doing now is to clean up the system.
So last question on this.
Yeah.
Assuming they get more Ghanaian subscribers because the price is much lower, and they understand the lower price, and then the Nigerian boxes have been closed, would you push for further reductions to say, oh, right now, your subscriber base is 1 million, based on our intervention in closing all these illegal boxes. So with 1 million, you can choose to come down a bit more. I'm
reliably informed that Canal Plus has a certain market outlook. I'm told that Ghana will be the first or the second country they will come to in a matter of weeks to engage with us. When they come, I'll have a conversation with them because our position to MultiChoice has been simple. Have a uniform price across the continent. So let the content be fixed and let the arbitrage be the country tax. So if the content is 10 cedis, let it be 10 cedis across Africa. So then there's no need for you to deal with arbitrage. So if today you are charging 12 cedis in a country, drop their rate to 10 cedi. If you are charging 6 cedi in a country, raise their rate to 10 cedi. Make it uniform across the country. That's been our suggestion. I don't know, we'll drop that with Canal Plus. If we do that and it further drops the price, why not? That's for the benefit of the Ghanaian people.
A listener wants to know whether the new offers automatically affect those who have previously paid or kicks in when they make their next payment. So let's assume somebody's payment date is 20th of September. So he paid 570. Does he start getting the premium content from October 1, or does it kick in when he makes his next renewal on October 20?
Very fair question. But in all honesty, I don't have an answer to that. I need to engage with the technical team. The NCA is dealing with those fair details. Is it an automatic switch on 1st October, or is it triggered on your next recharge? It's something we need to look at. There are people who pay yearly, so we need to look at that. So we'll engage multi-choice.
But if they ask your view,
my view is that it should kick in on the 1st of October.
I also think so.
Yes, it should kick in on the 1st of October
so
for
maybe
everybody.
The NCA,
so we'll have that conversation.
Take it as a directive. Take it as a directive that it should kick off automatically, because a lot of people have paid already, and they are hoping that the upgrade will
But there's a lot more people who are waiting for today's announcement, and so I've told them they should be expecting that.
You did say that there was an official of the company there, but because in the past you've made announcements and the company has come to contradict it, should we expect a statement from DSTV before October the 1st?
So you see, in the past we've had engagements and I've put out conversations that have happened, and then you've had counter statements. At no point in time have I had any conversation on DSTV and had DSTV officials in the room. Today I had DSTV's head of technical, I had their MD for Ghana, I had the chairman of Ghana, then I had their global head of regulatory and government affairs, and had the CEO of MultiChoice in the room. And in fact, someone asked the question whether MultiChoice agrees with everything I've said, and I handed the microphone over to her, Madam Fulu, and she said, yes. She said in a very beautiful South African accent, yes. You know, and so clearly,
their being there is enough.
Yes. I mean, they were present in the room, and if you remember, when I announced the data price reduction as well, I had all the CEOs of the telecom companies in the room. So that you realize that this is not just me speaking, they are present. And if they had any objections, they were at liberty to speak.
That's a directional point. You do recognize that the price of data has a direct bearing on DSTV business model. Because the cheaper the data, the more people stream these games live. And if people stream games live, they may not opt for. Because we all know that the DSTV thing is more EPL and Champions League, right?
Yeah, but you're aware that DSTV has a streaming service, so people use that data.
No, but some people just go to apps on their phones and watch the matches with cheaper data.
Well, that's
they haven't expressed that concern to you?
Well, they've raised issues about IP streaming in the country, and it's something we're looking at as policy. But again, like I said, and that's why today at today's press conference, I said that, look, DSTV as a business has requests that they have made to us as government, some of which we've acted on, some of which are under consideration. And so in the same vein, we as government have made certain requests of them, and that's the result of what you're seeing today. So yes, they have concerns about IP streaming.
All right. Let's move to something completely different. On Friday, you revealed to us that we had over 700 radio authorizations in Ghana. And you said the Ghana media market was vibrant and pluralistic and the rest of that. But there's a concern that the Ghanaian market is oversaturated. The second concern is that the individual commercial radio stations, 10 years ago, their reach was reduced from 100 kilometers radius to 45. So as businesses, they can't promise much, and yet they are facing more competition. Somebody needs to know when we will stop giving out these licenses so that the market can be more viable. As the minister, is it even a concern of yours that the market for radio is so saturated for commercial? Is it a concern of yours? If it is, what is your approach? What is your recommended approach to resolving that?
Bernard, is our market saturated? Super saturated. It's too saturated.
Okay.
700 radio stations, 120 TV channels for a country of 33 million people. What are we talking about? What are we selling? You know, it's really a problem. And what it has done is it's made the business no longer economically viable. But the problem is you've got a large chunk of these channels literally producing junk, to put it lightly. Okay, the quality of journalism, the quality of broadcast, the quality of local content production is next to zero. Okay, and so I believe that you should rather have a consolidation. The only challenge we have is our constitution when it comes to the media. You know, actually, the constitution is clear. And I was having that conversation with the Director General of the NCA, that the constitution is blatantly clear. The constitution actually says that you don't need anybody, you don't need any license from anybody to broadcast. So the reason why people actually come to the NCA is just because of the Radio Eye case that led to the fact that, look, you need to have some kind of regulation of the spectrum because it's a finite national resource so that you don't have chaos and two people are broadcasting on the same frequency and all of that. But in strict sense, the Constitution says there should be no fetter to any medium of mass broadcast. And that's why today, if someone wants to register, start a newspaper, you're just going to register and start printing. Okay? So I think that it's high time the Constitutional Review Committee looks at that, and we need to begin to have a proper consolidation of media houses. You can't have 700 mushroom media houses because that's what we're doing. Okay? We should begin to look at proper consolidation and having proper media conglomerates stand out. Look, Nigeria has 2 free-to-air channels. Only 2. Nigeria, 230 million people. Only 2 free-to-air channels.
For television?
For television.
And we have almost...
Free-to-air channels, currently we have over 45.
Yeah.
You understand me? And then when you add DTH, you've got 120 channels. It is unrealistic, and that's why those channels have now resorted to becoming spaces for charlatans to in the name of God, small letter G, abuse the sensitivities of people. You've got people doing get rich quick schemes on TV. We need to get to that place where we begin to read all of this of our national airwaves.
Okay. So let's just deal with the issue of the television and then the DTT as well. You did hint on Friday that what started in 2016 with government paying for 3 years has become almost an albatross. So almost like the government is subsidizing the running of a digital terrestrial television platform and the TV stations are not paying. What are you minded to do? What are the options you are considering?
So when under President Mahama, we launched the DTT infrastructure. The plan was simple. Year 1, free of charge. Year 2, TV channels are supposed to pay 50%. Year 3, 75%. And year 4, full cost recovery. We lost the election in 2016. 2017, the new government came, just put it on ice until the minister decided that she wanted to introduce free to view, put conditional access. You remember, Giba then went to court, sued her, won the case, got it stopped. Then later she set up a company to manage the DTT, said she was going to charge $15,000 per station per month. There was agitation, she dropped to $10,000 per month. It just didn't go anywhere. Look, in principle, government, we're all complaining about the oversaturation. If government is subsidizing for everybody, you are festering that oversaturation. One of the ways you deal with that saturation is when people begin to pay a fair market price for it. So then only those who can whose operations can generate the fee will then stay on board. So then you can begin to have a natural, organic consolidation of the space. And that's what I'm saying to you that, and I said on Friday, that DTT free bus has run out of gas. We need to find sustainable green energy to run it. And green energy, it's money.
Okay.
And so we would, but again, it's not going to be like what you had in the past where the minister just gives a fiat, pay this amount. No, we're going to have a stakeholder consultation, and I'm happy for the Africa Media Bureau's platform. Okay. It brings all of us together. So GIBA, the civil society, the ministry, the regulator, NCA, sitting together to agree what is the cost of running the DTT? How much do we spend every month? So if we spend 100 Ghana cedis, and there are 50 channels on it, everybody is contributing 20 Ghana cedis to pay for it. So then if there's a cost for management, and that makes it 22 cedis, 2 cedis for the cost of administration and all, 20 cedis for this, everybody knows what it is. It becomes the price. If you're unable to pay, you drop off. somebody else will fit in and fill it. So that's the way we need to get to. And I think we'll sit down with media and fix this problem.
When we come back, we'll read a few of your comments and then deal with a few constituency-based matters. This is the point of view. Don't go away. Talking to Sambonate George, he held a press briefing today to announce price reductions for various packages. And I think we need to be very clear here that you can pay the same price for more content, or you can pay a lower price for the same content. So using mine as an example, I am on Compact Plus, I pay $570. Now, I can get the same Compact Plus content for $380. So it is a reduction. That has to be stated clearly. Those who are on premium can choose to stay there and enter a raffle to get to watch 2 Premier League games. But if you're not interested in a raffle, you can reduce to Compact Plus, pay $570 and get premium content. So that is the reduction. And when you calculate it, as we've done here, it's between a 33, 34, and 50% reduction depending on which package you're on. I think the other point which has to be stated is that the decoder as well, there's been a reduction of the price, also like a subsidy for those who want to come on initially. So there you have it. There's a very fascinating question from Apia Kusi Adomako. It's a long one. Please bear me out.
Sure.
Bernard, what is the minister's view on the perceived dominance of multi-choice in the pay TV market? Can he work with his fellow African ministers of communication to address the issue of exclusive licensing of premium sports content to DSTV across the continent? He goes on. In the United States and many other countries, premium sports content is not licensed exclusively to a single operator. If we are serious about promoting competition in the pay TV market, we must address the bottleneck of exclusive licensing to multi-choice. Only by tackling this issue can we ensure a more competitive and consumer-friendly pay TV market in Ghana and across Africa. Apia Adomako cuts.
That's the issue of licensing. And look, let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Most people watch, not everybody, but most people watch DSTV because of the Premier League and Champions League. Now, those are rights that are sold in regional blocks.
Yeah.
So when I've heard people say, oh, strengthen GTV, GTV should go and buy West Africa's broadcasting streaming rights and broadcast for only Ghana, or will begin to broadcast to West African countries. I mean, people don't understand the market. But that's why DSTV has what is literally a monopoly. Because during this, there were other pay TV operators who approached us. They have streaming rights, but streaming rights for other geographical zones. So they could come and show us all the other channels, but can't show Premier League here. So yes, the question is, can African ministers come together and then petition the EPL to say to the EPL, break it into country-specific blocks? The question then becomes, do all of those countries have the capacity to buy the rights? Because that's another question. So it's theoretically, and that's where the challenge is. I mean, and we've all seen how people who are very good in theory and very poor in practicals, we've seen how they've run this economy down. So we should be careful about what the theory looks like. The theory sounds very nice. Oh, ministers, go and ask. But Ghana's strength today, is that the strength of other African neighbors? If you ask the EPL to sell to country-specific, even in Ghana, if GTV was supposed to buy, we should be making that purchase from TV licenses. How many people are willing and ready to pay TV licenses? So these are the real issues that we must ask ourselves, and that's what's giving, it's just a streamer. If you remember, in 2007, another company won the rights. I think a company run by Harry Yamson at the time. GBS.
Gateway Broadcasting Service.
Absolutely. And so that year, DSTV did not have any Premier League to show. It was GBS that showed it. Okay, so this thing is, it's not as black and white as people want to make it look like. Yes, we can have that conversation, but the question is, if we were to get the EPL today to break the regional block streaming rights, the US as a country is able to say that we are getting this right on our own, and the TV channels there are huge conglomerates. I'm sure ChannelOne would very much love to.
So these are market competition challenges that we may not be able to deal with. So here's somebody's comment, which maybe will inform what happens on the first. He said, Ben, I'm on Compact and I paid $380. I'm due tomorrow, so I paid $380 today. However, DSTV messages say I owe $190. it seems they've moved me to Compact Plus already. Do you understand the message?
Yes.
So this person is supposed to pay 380 for Compact.
Yes. But now they're telling him that he owes 190 because to get the Compact value now, the Compact value now that he's on, it is dropped to 190. Do you get it? So he's making a savings. If he still goes ahead to pay the 380, he's going to be bummed up.
So he didn't understand it. He said he feels like they've moved him to Compact Plus.
No. So
you ask him to pay 190 more.
No. So you see, the 190 is now family. That's the family price.
Okay.
But anybody who pays family 190 gets Compact. So since he's a Compact subscriber who used to pay 380, the system is recognizing
he owes 190.
that he owes 190 because now, even though he's getting the 380 value, so this is what I'm saying is the savings for Ghanaians because he's a Compact customer. He would have been receiving a bill of 380. Now he's receiving a bill of 190. So those who say there is no savings, this is what it is.
So it's a good example. So maybe misunderstood this. So I think there's a lot of education that needs to be done.
Yes.
So he felt
by the time people start recharging and they see the value of it, it will become clear to everybody.
Because he felt that the 190 they say he owes is because they are assuming that he should pay 570.
No.
Because when you add 190 to 380, you get 570. So his assumption is that they say I owe 190 because for me to get Compact Plus, I must pay 570.
But he's a Compact customer now.
So he should actually just pay 190.
If he pays 190, he will get his same Compact.
Which means that the system, the 380 that he paid, maybe the system hasn't recognized it yet. Because it says, I paid 380 today. This is somebody I know, really.
No, but today,
he says,
the promo hasn't started today.
Oh,
the promo starts on the 1st of October.
Okay, so bro, wait till 1st October.
The promo starts, in fact, not the promo, the new pricing
starts from 1st October. Okay, so it will be good to monitor the first week.
Yes.
And then the committee will make inputs.
We will do so.
Yes, it's very important.
1st of August, not 1st August, no, 1st July, when we started the data pricing.
Yeah.
If you remember, when MTN rolled out, the system even had a certain glitch.
Yeah.
So there were several people who were trying, and I was on at midnight responding to people. Some were able to buy, some were not able to buy, and I put out the fact that they had a technical challenge. It took us about almost 18 hours to get it rectified. We will monitor this process as well.
There's another issue. Some people said, again, a message. While we appreciate the data price reductions, it was minuscule, particularly for those of us who use broadband or fiber. We had no reduction, and it's very expensive with all these streaming services we have migrated to. I admit it's my choice. It's not by force. But it makes the data revolution slow for us because data costs are too much. And what the person is saying is that the bundle...
It did not affect fixed broadband.
And which is where a lot of the high usage people are.
No, you see, again, that's an assumption. A number of content creators are actually on mobile data.
All right.
Not on fixed broadband.
Okay.
Okay. And even with the fixed broadband, the pricing on fixed broadband was cheaper than mobile data until I did the 399. Do you understand me? So it used to be cheaper. And when it was cheaper, they weren't complaining.
Okay.
But just like the way you asked me about GoTV, and I said this was focused on DSTV, the data reduction committee work was focused on mobile broadband, mobile data services. It wasn't on fixed broadband.
Okay.
Yes.
Hello, Bernard. Please pass on to Samuel George that the certificates for the 1 million coder program are printed on A4 sheets once candidates complete the course. I'm involved in this initiative, having enrolled in the data protection officer course myself. After successfully finishing the course and passing my exams, my certificate was printed on A4 paper. I believe this could spark a nationwide debate one day because all the funds being pumped into this government initiative, they printed my certificate on an A4 sheet. I don't know what your reaction is to this one.
But when you graduated from Legon, what did they print your certificate on?
It was a bit of I think it was cardboard.
Is it an A4 size sheet? Because you see, he didn't say.
Okay.
He didn't say.
This is A4 sheet.
No.
But it's a cardboard. Okay, maybe tell us.
Whether it is cardboard, whether it is gloss paper.
Okay.
Even our universities print on A4
No, but
sheets.
A4 sheet is this one.
No. You see,
again,
really? You see, when people say that, because Bernard.
But you are sure it's not this type of paper?
No.
It's proper. It's proper.
so far,
Yeah.
all the people we've trained
Yeah.
were part of a pilot program. We've not rolled out
The full thing.
the full thing yet.
Okay.
You understand me? So, I mean, some of these things, that I'm asking you, all of us, you went to Legon, I went to Tech. Our certificate is on A4 sheet.
But mine is a bit yellowish. It's not like this.
So the question is that yellow paper or brown paper or white paper? I mean, come
Bernard,
on.
this is...
Let me tell you, LSE, I'm a graduate of LSE. My LSE certificate is on an A4 sheet.
Good morning, good evening, Bernard. Please ask Samuel George what he's doing about the telecommunication network at Ningo Pram. The network is really bad, and this is his home constituency. Is this true?
Where does the person stay in Ningo Pram?
Please, ask where you stay in Ningo Pram. He says Ningo, okay, yeah, he just said Ningo Pram.
Where? Which community in Ningo? Look, I won't say that again.
I'm just reading what's on the sheet.
No, I get it. Yeah. And listen, I won't sit here and say that the network is 100% perfect because again, Ningo Pram is one of the fastest growing districts. So most of the telecom companies had capacity in there that population growth is outstripping. We're asking them to improve quality of service, not just in Ningo Pram, but across the whole country. Across the whole country. If you remember when we did the review with on quality of service with the CEOs, I made it clear that we had made spectrum available to them in Q3, and they had up to Q4 to utilize all of that spectrum, and that from January next year we're going to start an enforcement, a very strict enforcement of quality of service. We're not just doing quality of service now, we're even moving to quality of experience to ensure, because the service could be there, but the experience could be very bad. So that's what we're looking at, because now there are even areas in urban parts of our city where service exists, but the experience in itself is problematic. So we've asked the NCA to even change its matrix and move from just quality of service to quality of experience as well.
Bernard, is there a way the government can negotiate a package when we get only sports channels? Since most subscribers use DSTV purely because of sports, and the other channels don't offer that to us. He wants just sports, pure sports, so they can play.
There have been those conversations as well. People have raised that could we have, even not just sports, you can actually have pay per match.
Okay.
Pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view.
Per match. So I want to watch Arsenal beat Newcastle 2-1. You charge me 10 cedis, I pay via Momo, I get access to it, I watch. Because again, you see, the thing is, you could pay for a whole month, and maybe for 2 weeks out of the month, you are not at home to watch, you've paid. So all of those, but those go to the business structure. And so we'll see how those conversations are had.
Thank you for taking these questions. Bernard, please, Savannah Region Digital Free-to-Air has been off since last year. We made a follow-up, and we were told the VRA Netco had disconnected data free-to-air located at the GBC substation in Damongo from the national grid. This is Gazari Modekaya Malik. He says, Savannah Digital Free-to-Air has been off since last year. When they followed up, they were told that VRA Netco had disconnected data free-to-air at the GBC substation in Damongo from the national grid.
When I took over office as minister, we have 42 transmission sites across the country. 16 of them were off. 16 of them were off because of lack of payment. The previous administration had failed to pay for the maintenance of those sites. As at 3 weeks ago, we cleared a $48 million debt.
Okay.
Through the NCA and under the instructions of His Excellency the President. And so all of those sites are being reconnected as we speak. 48 million outstanding debts cleared in 8 months, in 8 years.
So it means that they will come on.
Definitely.
All the ones.
All the sites have to be back on.
Gentlemen, this is not about DSTV. Please ask the minister what they are doing about SIM card fraud all over. This is from Jake.
We're going to come to the SIM registration. You know, I announced that we were going to do it, but again, because I want to do this in a very systematic manner, I want to lay an LI before Parliament that will govern this registration process. Parliament is reconvening, and once we do, we'll lay the LI. Once it matures, we'll start the process. But there is the need for us to do a SIM registration, and this time not just a SIM registration, a centralized equipment identity register, where we're basically taking down a record of all mobile phones in the country so that you can then match SIMs to mobile phones and be able to do better deactivation when fraud is occasioned.
More Q&A. The network is bad at Mataheko Afienya.
Yes. Yes, that's one of the areas with huge population density in the constituency. And so it's one of the areas where we're looking to work with the telcos to improve the network. But like I said, it's not peculiar to Ningo Pram. Yes, I'm the MP for the area. Yes, I'm the Minister for Communication. But my role goes beyond my constituency now as Minister to the whole of the country. And so as we fix the problems across the whole country, whether it's in the Savannah region or the Northeast region or the OT region or the Western North region, we will fix the problem in Mataheko as well.
Dear Bernard, ask Samuel George about MTN providing Starlink services. What's the ministry's role in this setup? Kofi in Hokwe?
Not that I'm aware of.
Not aware. So take a note of it.
MTN is providing Starlink services.
That's what Kofi from Hokwe is alleging.
I'll have the regulator check that. I'm not aware of that.
Hello, Bernard. Please ask Honorable Samuel George his take on those mounted mega horns for information centers for advertisement purposes within some communities around.
Those are the responsibilities of the district assemblies. The DCs have bylaws. They should have bylaws on noise pollution and noise levels. That's why you have district assemblies.
I was even thinking this is under the Ministry for Government Communications.
No. Because the issue he's raising is about the noise, the noise levels of those community centers. They run adverts and all of that, and they come directly under the purview of the DCs.
Have you been given a timeline for the finishing of the stalled Tema to Dowenya Road? A few portions had been done and left. So when you're driving from Tema into TT Brothers 25, all the way to Dowenya to your
Central University.
Yes, about 4 or 5 of the roundabouts have stalled. Have you been told when they will do them?
Another big push. The contractor is back on the road again. The contractor started working earnestly. We are confident that over the next 24 months that should be completed. In fact, earlier.
Okay, so that's cool. The Dowenya Afienya is also largely your constituency.
Yes, fully my constituency.
What timetable are they working with?
Well, the president he cut sword for the big push. In fact, that was the very first one he cut in Afienya, my constituency, about 2 weeks ago. The contractor on site has been given 24 months. The contractor tells me he's confident that in less than 18 months he will complete the stretch from Dowenya to Afienya through Mobole or Dunse to Dodowa and connecting all the way to Adenta. So worst case scenario,
What about Afienya back to Ashama roundabout?
That's actually Ashama roundabout to Sikuma Junction.
Yeah.
The contractor's been put back on site. Inzag Ghana Limited. So on the Tema Flower Road is First Sky. On the Dowenya Afienya to Dodowa and Adenta is Oswald. And then Inzag is on the Ashaman stretch all the way through my constituency to Isikuma Junction. Work has started on it. And Bernard, I am extremely grateful to His Excellency the President on behalf of the people of Ningo Pram. Under the Big Push project, there are 32 in this phase 1. 4 of them are in Ningo Pram. And so we're extremely grateful. The OEB, Apollonia, Afienya Road is also part of that to be done. So those are the 4 roads under the Big Push that are being done in the Ningo Pram constituency. And on behalf of my people and my chiefs, we cannot express. And that's why we christened His Excellency Ode Opio.
Ode Opio, the Talk and Do.
Talk and Do.
Yeah.
President Talk and Do.
A lot of comments are coming for you. Good evening, Bernard. Please ask Honorable Samuel George about this GTV Sports Plus issue. The FIFA World Cup qualifiers were played in Ghana here, and they couldn't even show any of them. Is there anything that he can do about it?
Let's just be clear. GBC is actually not under my ministry.
It's under Felix Ofosu-Kwakye. So you will tell him?
I'll have a conversation with him, and I'm sure that Felix has a plan for the restructuring of GBC.
Randall. Good evening, Bernard. Please tell Samuel George that he's doing a great job for Mother Ghana and should continue doing what he's doing. Also tell him that this is his old friend Lamin and that he should please be kind enough to link up. Quite an insightful discussion. Lamin Mansour.
Yes, sir, Lamin.
All right, then I'm reading all of this without editing, so just forgive me. Hello, Bernard. Tema and Boga Town telecell reception is also pretty bad. Please let the minister be aware of this. Another one. Bernard, I know a friend who uses Nigeria DSTV here in Ghana. He pays 150 cedis and watches all the sports channel. The minister says he has negotiated a good deal for the Ghanaians and are paying taxes to the Nigerian government to develop the country. Really? Can 150 cedis get you all the sports channels on DSTV in Ghana?
I'm not aware that 150 cedis can even get you on the ghost boxes or all the sports channels.
Okay, so this is what he is saying. So I'm just reading it as I see it. Bernard, please tell the minister, ask the minister what he's doing about telecell poor service both on data and calls. Also, ask the minister if the rumors about the merger of Airtel, Tigo, and Telecel in Ghana is true.
There's an integration process underway.
How optimistic are you that we'll get somewhere with that? And there'll be an investor?
I am hopeful that before end of the year we should complete that.
Okay. So that the two will become one.
There's an integration process
going on. Wonderful. The last question I need to ask you has nothing to do with your ministry. It's just the national concern about Galamsey and the fact that you've been in opposition very strong on Galamsey, that you even said that a serious president could stop Galamsey in a week. Do you still think that, I mean, I think you posted something on Facebook to that effect, right? It's been 9 months into the Galamsey fight, and there's a lot of national concern. In fact, the government is meeting over 30 civil society groups next week because of the increasing concern about Galamsey. Why, in your view, has it been difficult for the government to solve it as quickly as you thought?
Okay. Everything is put in a context. I made that post almost 8 years into Akufo-Addo's administration. He had the Galamsey operations, he'd set up committees and all of that. And I thought that with all of that work, in almost 8 years, where he had got into, he ought to have been able to fix it. So it was in that context.
Okay.
That said, this government is 8 months in office, or 9 months in office now.
Yeah.
Am I excited about where our country is with Galamsey? Hell no, absolutely not. I think that a lot more has to be done. There's work underway, certainly. You're seeing more action, or we've seen more action in the last 8 months or 9 months since Boa took over that ministry than you're seeing in 8 years. Okay, there's considerable work, and God bless his soul, my big brother Edward Omani Boama was doing a lot of joint military operations with Boa in that regard. We need to see decisive action to end Galamsey. My views on Galamsey have not changed. People say, but why are you not speaking about it? Well, they also have a mouth. I still speak. I spoke as, I have a portfolio today. There is a colleague minister who has that portfolio, and I'm confident in his ability to deliver on that portfolio. I'm not going to go on and be running public commentary on my colleague minister. However, like I'm saying, I believe that as a country, we need to get to that place where we have that consensus position, where there is a concerted effort to say enough is enough.
But would you agree
irrespective of, and I've been on record to say that, look, I don't care who is doing the Galamsey.
Yeah.
If it's an NDC person or an MPP person, and don't forget, President Mahama has referred two national executives, his government has referred two national executives of the NDC to the security authorities for investigation. We never saw that under the NPP.
Are you aware that the longer it takes and the more the water bodies get destroyed, the more it dents the credibility of President Mahama?
Sure. If there's anything that poses an existential threat, I've always said that this government is on a fantastic track, delivering on majority of our promises in record time. The two things that could prove to be our Achilles heel: the fight against corruption, to bring people who looted the public purse with both hands and feet to justice, and then the fight against Galamsey. I'm confident from the last press briefing the president had and the work the Attorney General has done, that with the resumption of the legal calendar, we would see some action on oral. And I'm confident that with what Boa is doing, we should begin to see real effect. But you see, Bernard, I just think that in all fairness, those who saw nothing wrong for 8 years with the pillaging of our water bodies and forest reserves cannot in good sense turn around and want to demand anything of a government in 8 months. People like you, who were a voice of conscience and reason over that 8 years, have every legitimate right to ask questions, but not persons. In the words of my predecessor, we should not take moral lessons from brothel owners.
Yeah, but to be fair, a lot of those making the noise now made noise. Catholic bishops, the Christian groups,
and I have said,
Media Coalition, a lot of the noisemakers
now
Bernard, still made noise. I'm just saying a lot.
Bernard,
I'm not saying
Bernard, you're not getting the point I'm making, and let me be very clear. I've said people like yourself, like the Catholic Bishops' Conference, who made those points, are very legitimate.
To consistently...
But it is nauseating
to
see members of the NPP.
No, you are politicians, so as for that one, it's between the two of you. That's what you all do. You also do it in opposition. So the key point for today's show is the reductions have been implemented, but we need clarity on what happens from first, whether it's automatic or not. So share your experience with us on Wednesday. We'll forward this to the ministry. I'm sure they themselves, the committee, will tell us, and they will let us know specifically the modalities for whether you need to have paid for the next month for it to trigger, or whether it's automatic. Be that as it may, Samuel George believes he's given more than he promised, between 30 and 50% reduction in prices for the various packages. Thank you.
Thank you, Bernard.
And thanks for watching the show. We'll see you next time. Have a great night. Bye-bye.